Hello children, welcome to Lucid Study. How are you? I'm doing fine. What about you children? So I request everybody to stay home, stay safe. Now we are into a new chapter again, which is your 4th chapter of 7th grade from AP textbook, that is lines and angles. One of the very interesting chapter. So here, as it is angles, you may wonder that we are going to use geometry box and everything. But this chapter don't require any geometry box. We don't require anything except a scale, a ruler and a pen. So here the most interesting topic is we are going to measure angles. We are going to know the measure of each and every angle but without using a protractor. That's quite interesting. So now let us get into the topic. In our grade 6, we have learned some major definitions called a point, line segment, ray. Let us revise everything. What is a point, children? When do we use a point? We use a point to locate something. To locate a place, to locate anything, we use a point. For example, if it is point A, then how do we write it? We simply write it as, we simply put a dot and write point A. So points are used to locate places. What is a line segment? A line segment has two fixed points. When we join two fixed points by a straight line, then that is called a line segment. It has fixed length and it has two endpoints. What is a line then? Does line have an endpoint? No. Line do not have any endpoint. A line segment is a part of a line. A line do not have any endpoints. We can extend a line like this. We can extend a line like this also. So a line do not have any endpoint. Then we have a ray. What is a ray? I'll take a point here. This is a fixed point now. Now I'm going to draw a line segment like this. Now I just want to extend this line segment. What can you observe here? A ray can only be extended in one direction. It has one fixed point. We can only extend a ray in one direction, not more than one direction. So these are the major definitions that we have learnt in our grade 6 and we have recalled everything. Now let us get into the chapter and learn some more interesting definitions. The first definition we are going to read is complementary angles. Do you remember what does angle mean? When two rays meet at one point, when two rays meet at a vertex, an angle will be formed. The most interesting example that I can give you is a door. Try to open a door. When you slightly open a door, you can observe the angle between the endpoints of the door. You can see an angle formed. That is a real life example of an angle. You know this, you have learnt all this in your grade 6 also. And in angles also, we have many types of angles. The first one is complementary angles. I will take two angles, 40 degrees and 50 degrees. Now, add these both angles. What is the sum? 40 degrees plus 50 degrees? It is 90 degrees. Sum of both of these angles is 90 degrees. So, this is called a complementary angle. If the sum of two angles is 90 degrees, then the angles are called complementary angles. You can take 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Add these both, what you'll get? You'll get 90 degrees. Take 20 degrees and 70 degrees. Add these both, what you'll get? You'll get 90 degrees. So, any two angles whose sum is 90 degree is called a complementary angle. It should be exactly 90 degrees, not less than 90 degrees, not greater than 90 degrees. Exactly 90 degrees. So here we have some examples, 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Here also we have examples in figures. So here the angle formed is 50 degrees. Here the angle formed is 40 degrees. Here the angle formed is 50 degrees. 40 plus 50 gives us 90. Hence, both these angles are called complementary angles. So any two angles whose sum is 90 degrees is called complementary angle. Now let us learn the second type of angle, supplementary angle. So supplementary angles. I'll take two angles now, 130 degrees and 50 degrees. Try to add both these angles, 130 degrees and 50 degrees. What is 130 plus 50? 180. What is their sum? 180. Even though you can take another examples also, I'll take two right angles. So this is one right angle 90 degrees. This is one right angle 90 degrees. So this is 90, this is 90. What is their sum? The sum is 180. So now this is called as a supplementary angle. Any two angles whose sum is 180 degrees is called supplementary angle. You can take any two angles, and when you add these two angles, their sum should be exactly 180. Not less than 180, not more than 180. They should be exactly 180. We have examples here. See here, you can take 120 degrees and 60 degrees. 120 degrees plus 60 degrees. What is it? It is 180 again. So sum of these two angles is 180. Hence they are called supplementary angles. Now the third type of angle, that is conjugate angles. We have revised about complementary angles and supplementary angles. Complementary angles, sum of two angles should be 90. Supplementary angles, sum of two angles should be 180 degrees. Now the third type of angle, that is conjugate angles. If the sum of two angles is 360 degrees, then the angles are called conjugate angles. You can take any two angles. You can take 330 degrees and 30 degrees. See, I took two angles. One is 330, the other one is 30. Now add these two angles. What is the sum? 330 plus 30 gives you 360. Now what did you observe here? When I added these two angles, the sum I got is 360 degrees. It is exactly 360 degrees. Hence they are called as conjugate angles. So two angles whose sum is 360 is called conjugate angles. Now you can take any two angles, 200 degrees and 160 degrees, 200 degrees and 160 degrees. Add these both, 200 plus 160. What is the answer? Answer is 360 again. So sum of two angles is 360 again. So this is about conjugate angles. Now let us revise everything once. Complementary angle. What is a complementary angle? Sum of two angles should be 90 degrees. What is a supplementary angle? Sum of two angles should be 180 degrees. What is a conjugate angle? Sum of two angles should be 360 degrees. 90, 180, 360. Complementary, supplementary, conjugate. Three types of angles. Revise everything again. So let us continue the topic now. So now here this is exercise 4.1 and this is the first question. Find which of the following pair of angles are complementary and which are supplementary. What does complementary angle mean? The sum of two angles should be 90 degrees. Then what is supplementary angle? Sum of two angles should be 180 degrees. Now let us find out which are complementary and which is supplementary. Look at the first question. The first angle is 90 degrees. The second angle is 20 degrees. Now let us find out their sum. So 90 degrees plus 20 degrees. 90 plus 20 is 110 degrees. See here, it is not complementary, it is not supplementary also. Because in complementary, the sum should be exactly 90. In supplementary, the sum should be exactly 180. It is not 80, it is not 180. So this is not complementary, not supplementary. Now the second one, first angle is 60 degrees, second angle is 30 degrees. First angle 60 degrees, second angle 30 degrees. 60 plus 30 is 90. So the sum we got is 90 degrees. If it is 90 degrees, then what type of angles are they? Complementary angles. If the sum of any two angles is 90 degrees, then they are called complementary. So the sum of two angles is 90 here. So therefore they are complementary angles. Now the third question. First angle is 11 degrees. Second angle is 79 degrees. Add 11 with 79 or 79 with 11. 79 plus 11 is 90. So the sum of these two angles is 90 degrees. As the sum is 90 degrees, then they are complementary angles. So these both are complementary angles. Now the fourth one. The first angle is 125 degree. The second angle is 55 degree. So 125 degree plus 55 degree. Add 125 with 55. What is the sum you have got? 125 plus 55 gives you 180. So what is the sum? 180. Therefore, what type of angle it is? Supplementary. As the sum of two angles is 180 degrees, then the angle is called supplementary angle. Now the fourth one. First angle is 50 degrees. Second angle is 130 degrees. So 50 plus 130 or 130 plus 50. 130 plus 50 is 180. The sum of two angles is 180 degrees. Therefore, they are supplementary angles. Next, first angle is 40 degrees. Second angle is 120 degrees. So, what is 40 plus 120? 160. So, the sum of these two angles is 160 degrees. As it is 160 degrees, it is not complementary, it is not supplementary also. Because complementary, the sum should be 90. Supplementary, the sum should be 180. It is not 90, it is not 180. Hence, it is not both. It is not complementary, it is not supplementary also. So, the first one and the last one, both are not complementary angles, they are not supplementary angles. So, now here this is the second question. If the ratio of two complementary angles is 2:3, then find the two angles. What do we have here? The ratio of two complementary angles. Two complementary angles is 2:3. Given ratio of the two complementary angles is, what is the ratio? 2:3. Now the easy way we can find out the angles is, children, as the two angles are unknown, we can consider the two angles with the help of a variable. So let the two angles be, so first angle I am going to consider as 2x, second angle I am going to consider as 3x. Now first I will find out the sum of the ratio. Sum of the ratio. What is the ratio? 2:3. So sum can be written as 2 plus 3, that is 5. So sum of the ratio is 5. Now I'll find out first angle. Now what is the ratio of the first angle with the sum of the ratio? First angle is 2, sum of the ratio is 5. So we have to multiply this with 90 to get the first angle. 5 ones are 5, 5 18s are 90. So 2 18s are 36. So first angle is 36 degrees. Now I can find second angle also. Second angle, what is the ratio of the second angle? 3. Now we can write this as 3 by 5. Why we have written 5? 5 is sum of their ratios. So 3 by 5 into 90. 5 ones are 5, 5 18s are 90. So 3 18s are, or 18 3s are 54. So this is your second angle. So first angle is 36 degrees, second angle is 54 degrees.